Next Saturday night, we're sending you back to the future.
I am your host, Corey, and I have too much energy for the show today. With me, I have Simon Clark.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Nerdmageddon on KZLX LP Maryville and on the KNWT Facebook page. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and we have Molly Hauser.
I have not as much to say as either of the other two.
I just had to cover, make sure we were covered.
Yes. Also, reminder, all views and opinions expressed on the show reflect only the three of us here and nobody else. Everyone else is allowed to be wrong. As you may notice, we have no Kinsey. She's off doing dance companies, so good luck, break a leg, Kinsey. Rooting for you.
Yeah. So what do we have in news for today, Corey?
Well, kind of going with dancing, music. Back to the Future, the musical, has released promotional content.
They have.
I'm not sure how I feel about Back to the I almost said Back to the Musical.
That should be called.
Yes.
That should be what it's called. But I'm not sure how I feel about that, just because I think Back to the Future as a franchise is perfect where it is. Mm-hmm. They made a perfect first film. The second one was pretty good. The third one could have been better, but it was what it was, and altogether it was a perfect franchise. I don't see the need for a musical.
Well, I hate to break it to you, Simon, but this has apparently been in the works since like 2012. So it's been 8 years.
Yeah.
It's
either way, I still have my opinion, and I'm saying I just feel weird about it.
Yeah, well, it's in London for now, so you don't have to see it.
No,
You're not required to. But the content looks really good. It looks like they're staying very authentic to the source material, which is nice. Love to see that. I don't know. It's just a weird trend where we're taking movies and turning them into musicals right now.
Yeah, or musicals into movies while still being musicals.
Musicals into movies isn't as weird for me, because I know that they've been doing that forever. But, I mean, like, Prince of Egypt. They're bringing it back for another tour. And that was turned into a musical almost 5 years after it came out.
Don't mess with perfection, is what we're trying to say.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Princes of Egypt makes sense just because it already had songs. Back to the Future is a whole different territory.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, the only song in it that anybody would know would be, like, Johnny Be Good.
Yeah.
With the awesome Van Halen solo that Marty McFly does at the end. I mean, otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, like, just, I don't know. I'm having a hard time seeing it. Just my hot take. But you know what else I have a hard time seeing? Back to the Future might be getting a remake. Simon, how are you feeling about that one?
So I have strong opinions on remakes and reboots, specifically just remakes, because I feel like it's not fair to the original creators. Because at this point, you're basically just taking their old idea, and I'm like, it's more or less saying, hey, I think I could do this better than you. And then they try it, and it usually comes out like, oh, that was really good. But everybody else is like, no, it will never be good.
For me, it's a cop-out.
Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like it's just Hollywood relying on old fans who are going to come out and see it because they know they're going to, whether it's to love on it, hate on it, whatever, they're going to spend money to go see this.
I don't fully understand why they're doing so many remakes.
It's because they don't have any original writers left in there. I mean, like, you got Taika Waititi coming in, but he's in the MCU right now helping them with that, which he's doing a great job.
And working on 2 Charlie and the Chocolate Factory remakes.
That's not in the news, but that is really important to talk about still. It's really interesting.
Yeah. Like,
they're both animated.
Interesting.
So, for those of you who don't know, Taika Waititi, the person who did Thor Ragnarok and the original What We Do in the Shadows, has been working with directing a animated Charlie and the Chocolate Factory series. And on top of that, there is also going to be an animated, like, Oompa Loompa series that's in connection to that.
Oompa Loompa series.
That is what we need, actually.
Is
I
it?
want more Oompa Loompas. I need them singing as children die. That's what I need.
I don't think it's going to be focused on that. I think it's just going to be focused on like their world and where they came from. Because a lot of people feel weird about the whole idea, and they're like, "Oh, where did he come? Where did they come from?" And in the book, they just like, "Yeah, they come from this jungle place. That's it."
Oof.
I mean, and he's like, well, I saved them because they were kind of getting eaten by these creatures.
The hornswogglers and the
See, when I was a child and we had to read Ronald Dahl books, I read which one?
the witch.
Yeah, the one with the Transylvanian witches.
The witch.
Yeah.
Is it called The Witch?
Yeah.
I feel like it was something else. It's fine.
No, it was the witch. That's a
Okay.
terrifying movie, by the way. They recreated that into a movie. And they're like, let's never do that again because we traumatized a whole generation of children. So we're never going to do that again.
Yeah, and they should never do Back to the Future again. But Tom Holland, everyone's going after Tom Holland. He's Hollywood's new golden boy, apparently.
It's The Witches.
The
I knew it
witches.
was-
It's a
I knew-
plural.
Oh,
I'm
I remember.
sorry.
Michael Jackson was in that, wasn't he?
I have no idea. I never saw the movie.
Why would Michael Jackson be
I don't
in
know.
that?
I just feel like Michael Jackson was in there. Maybe it was like something from competitive drama because I think someone took that as like a script or something. I just remember Michael Jackson being involved somehow.
I just remember having to do a Transylvanian accent for
Uh,
play.
But yeah, so they're looking at Tom Holland to essentially be the new Marty McFly.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's looking at Tom Holland right now, and I want to hear someone else.
Yeah, I don't want to get sick of my baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it would be better for them to benefit off of a lesser known actor or possibly
Not doing a remake.
not doing a remake would be a good idea. Also, who's going to play Doc? Who's going to play Doc Brown? Because the original Doc Brown is like very old, a little
He's
too old to
gonna
act
still
right
do
now.
it. No,
Is he
he's-
still going to do it?
I mean, probably not, but he should.
He
He's
should
like-
have a cameo. I feel like he
He's
should have a
90
cameo.
something right now.
Yeah, but he's still acting because I've seen him in a lot of stuff recently. Like he was doing there was a show. It was a while ago, but it was called Raising Hope, and he like reprised his role kind of from Back to the Future. It was more of like he was this crazy doctor that had a DeLorean, and he was reminiscent of his character from Back to the
Okay.
Future.
Either way, I mean,
How old was Doc again?
He was old in the movie. Now
In-
he's just old.
I believe that the actor who played Doc Brown in the movie when he was playing the character was somewhere in his 50s.
Okay.
So take that and 40-ish years later.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd.
Ooh. Yeah, no, 40-ish years later.
Yeah,
he's like
he's-
90.
81 years old.
Oh,
Thank
he's
you very
81 years
much.
old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's my thing is because I was kind of like lingering on that question, like who would play Doc. I don't know, but all I can think of at this moment is the John Mulaney bit where he's talking about the pitch of Back to the Future.
Yeah, this is just this guy who, this teenage kid who's friends with this mad scientist who lives in his
Disgraced
town.
mad
So-
scientist.
Disgraced mad scientist who's tied up in terrorist activities. That's it. What's up?
Christopher Lloyd was like 35
Was he
when
really?
he did Doc Brown.
Okay.
So he was known for playing old men before he was ever actually an old man. Unless I did math wrong.
No, that's
But
that
I
would
don't
make
think I did.
I mean, yeah,
Because it's been 40 years.
about yeah.
So yeah, if he's 81, yeah, he would have been like 30.
I just want to get like a
Oh, God.
really, really old. I want Danny DeVito play Doc.
No,
He's
No.
too short.
I don't care.
I don't know.
I don't care. I want Danny DeVito. In the comments, hashtag Danny DeVito as Doc.
No.
Danny DeVito would be good for a lot of roles. I'm sure he would be fine as Doc Brown, but at the same time, I feel like it's not the right energy.
He needs to be Doc in the musical.
He can sing. He can sing.
I know.
He's got a good voice.
At this point, I'm just trying to make Polly laugh.
That's fair.
Why specifically me?
I don't know. It's just easier to do.
Yeah.
Into some sadder news. James Lipton died this last week. For those of you who may not be familiar with him, he did Inside the Actors Studio. He was 93 years old. He passed away of, I want to believe, cancer. And yeah, it's very sad. Some people are like, he's like what kept the art alive.
Yeah. He was very big in the stage adaptations of a lot of things, but also he did take a lot of time to talk about cinematographic pieces as well. So like the whole inside the actor's studio, literally just talking to people from those drama schools, and it was really important for a lot of people. I don't know if I would say it was important for me, but I still very much enjoyed.
I had never heard of it until you guys talked about it. So.
I don't think it's necessarily like something that you would think like had big impact, but considering, you know, the field that we're looking into going into and just the media that we consume, he had a large impact on that. He sat down with actors, cinematographers, whether it was stage, movies, you know, he brought that a little more to the masses, made them a little more accessible, I think is the right word.
Yeah. And even before his behind, what was it? I'm sorry. Inside the Actors Studio. I'm sorry. But
they're
before
gonna sue
he.
us now.
What?
I said they're going to sue us now.
No, they're
Nah,
not.
they're not Disney. They're chill.
Sorry,
Disney.
But before he did that series, Lipton actually played the Lone Ranger's nephew on radio.
Yeah.
So he was a radio drama star before that.
Yeah. So he had a very big impact on the community, whether you consider yourself a nerd or not. Like, this was a really big blow. And maybe he'll actually get put into the Oscars memorial video.
Maybe.
I sure hope he does, because if he isn't, I'm going to be sad.
I think there will be uproar.
There will be a lot of people
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
I was going to say if he did, like, because he probably talked to a lot of actors and stuff, and they're all going to want him to be in that.
Yeah.
So.
And another dynasty is coming to an end with Judge Judy. She's not dead. She's just killing her show after 25 years.
It's
Man.
25 seasons, I thought. It was.
Yeah, 25 seasons.
Yeah.
My bad.
25
I don't know
seasons.
if it was 25.
25
Yeah.
seasons, 25
impressive.
years, same thing.
Because usually you think a season is a year, but I feel like it was less than 25
Yeah. Well, it's ending
when we looked it up.
in 2021. But that's okay. If you still love the Honorable Judge Judy, she's going to be sticking around. The most paid TV personality is starting a new show. We don't know what's going to be about yet, but I hope it's more courtroom drama.
I think it's more going to be, it's still going to be in the courtroom,
Yeah.
because that's her
thing.
niche, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it's got a new name, and I think it's got a new process in the way it works, too.
Yeah, it's called Judy Justice.
Yeah.
And it's going to come out also in 2021.
I think it may just be that they're rebranding the show.
Possibly, but I don't know. I feel like Judge Judy is just so, like, everyone knows what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys. That's what I watched when I was sick and stayed home from school because I didn't have cable.
No, I watched Jeopardy with my mom. Apparently, though, Alex Trebek hit a year with his surviving cancer.
That's good.
So
That's good. Makes me very happy.
yeah.
TV personalities are staying strong, guys.
I honestly think that most TV personalities are completely unable to die. A lot of them are, like, they just can't.
Well, because, like, I remember watching Jeopardy and thinking Alex Trebek looks kind of old. And now I watch it and I'm like, he's old, but I don't feel like he's changed, but he's old.
So TV personalities are immortal, confirmed?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Tom Bergeron, America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
He's still around and kicking. Like, he's got so much going on, but
Oh, yeah.
he just, like, Hollywood just hasn't looked at him for a while because he's doing so well.
Yeah. My thing is, Judge Judy is the most paid TV personality. Like,
Yeah.
I never, like, it's not impossible to me, but I never thought she would be.
Yeah.
Like, I would think maybe more like Alex Trebek or something like that.
Yeah.
But Judge Judy, raking in the money, man.
Well, if you think about it, Judge Judy is a very similar show to, like, Maury,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and except it's classier, if you want to say it like that.
Like, the ladies at church are going to watch Judge Judy. They're not going to watch Murray.
Absolutely. And the reason why is because it's proper. It's a courtroom, so there has to be order. But on the other hand, you have Maury, and you have like
Sheer chaos.
You have sheer chaos, like midget boxing matches on live television.
What?
Yeah, have you never seen those?
No, I never watched his show.
Oh, it's so funny. It's like, it's so good. It's so good for like the worst television you want.
Kenzie would like us to consider for another immortal reality personality, Tom Burton, Dancing with the Stars.
Tom Burton?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I can see it. Yeah, no, that's wild though. Judge Judy, stay strong for me, lady.
Yeah.
I need you to outlive Betty White.
Dude. Wait, why would she? Well, I mean, she probably will outlive Betty White, but Betty White is also like 98 years old at this point. She's like 96 or something.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but
I saw a meme the other day, and it was like talking about Golden Girls and how like Betty White was known for being old on a TV show that got canceled before half of us were born, and she's still old.
Yeah.
You don't get any younger with age.
I mean, no, but it's like she's still just known for being old. Like no one had heard of her like I can't even think of what she did before Golden Girls. Like she's always been an old lady to me. And
she did a lot of Broadway stuff. She didn't really get into Hollywood or television stuff until like later in the late 60s ish. But even then, yeah, I mean, like she's been around forever.
Yeah. Moving along, trucking along, we have some local news to cover. NakaCon and Planet Comic-Con, two of the bigger conventions in our little area, are happening back to back. So the last weekend of our spring break is NakaCon, which is in Overland Park, is the biggest anime convention in the Midwest. And it's going to be cool.
Two different conventions back to back. Are they using the same center?
No.
Good.
So,
I was about to say, imagine walking past that and just the odor.
Oh.
The odor.
Oh, no. Well, NakaCon takes place in Overland Park, Kansas.
Okay.
And then Planet Comic-Con takes place in Kansas City.
Oh.
Yeah, like by the Power and Light district.
Yeah, okay.
Aren't those like 15 minutes away from each other?
Essentially, yes.
Cool.
But they are there's only like a few days in between them. So you have the last few days of our spring break, and then that next weekend is Planet Comic-Con.
So they have time to aerate the city before more come down.
Yeah, before all of the r/nice guys and meme lords and people who typically don't know how to use deodorant. I'm kidding. We love you guys. But
I hate the r/nice guys.
Hey, what's wrong with hashtag neckbeards, bro?
Oh, that
hashtag neckbeards.
That's the one I was thinking of.
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure what a neckbeard is. I've never been entirely sure. I don't know.
I'll explain it to you later.
A regular beard.
I'll explain it to you later. It's
okay.
We have more stuff to get through here.
But they're having like big names come by yet again at NakaCon. We had the voice of Naruto. She's gonna be there.
That's cool.
Dang.
Yeah,
that's
cool. And talking to Offit, he went last year with his daughter. It's not just anime; it's a Japanese like cultural festival thing as well. Where there was a professor whose like whole shtick is he studied Japanese like sword history, and so he gave like proper katana demonstrations.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yes, and then Planet Comic-Con, it's even bigger. It is huge.
It's massive. It's a massive thing because it's actual Comic-Con.
Yes. Hold on. Let me just pull up some of the guests that will be there. So we have a bunch of. Hold on. I have it. Okay, so we have people from The Last of Us. The Little Mermaid herself, Jodie Benson, is going to be there.
I remember seeing that.
We have the pretty much entire cast of like My Hero.
Well, of course, that's the biggest thing right now is My Hero.
Yes.
So.
Team Juniper from Ruby, their first full appearance as a team.
Which we reported on earlier this,
Yes, we
this season.
Yes. So huge. We have one of the doctors from Doctor Who going to be there.
Which one?
I
need to know.
Christopher Eccleston.
Christopher Eccleston, number 9.
TBH,
Yes.
kind of disliked his doctor when I first watched it, but that's just because I like David Tennant more. But still, leather jackets.
Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, we have some people from the original Karate Kid going to be there.
Oh, because
Yeah.
they did do that YouTube series where it was
Yeah.
Cobra Kai and he rebuilt the studio.
Martin Cove is going to be there.
Nice.
A bunch of the Power Rangers.
I'm sure Jason David Frank is going to be there.
I just closed
He's the
the
green. He's the Green Ranger. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I'm sure he's gonna be there because he's got nothing better to do right now. So.
Harsh.
No, I mean he does, but at the same time, he has so much money that he doesn't really have to do anything.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
I mean, if I had a lot of money, I'd go out on ridiculous adventures, kind of like Artemis Fowl.
Yes. So good segue. Wow.
That's very good.
So Artemis Fowl is finally getting. I don't remember if it was a movie or if it was a TV show.
It looks like it's going to be a movie.
Okay. Cool. But for those of you who don't know what Artemis Fowl is, it's basically like the Disney version of Men in Black, but it regards fantasy world stuff. They're the really mean elves. Are they the elves? I don't remember.
None of us would know.
Yeah.
You guys didn't
on
read
your
Artemis
own.
Fowl.
Yeah, I tried. I
Yeah.
remember reading a paragraph.
Yeah.
I never tried.
So they're the main character's father was this thief that kind of jumped between the realms and would collect artifacts for art pieces that would be sold around the human world. And then he gets caught by these mean elf people, and his son who is 12 or 13 figures out about his secret life, jumping back and forth between fairyland, and he ends up becoming a man in black and is going to go try and save his dad, and it's really interesting.
Yes. So I'm really excited to see this because the butler in this, he's in my geek recommendation for this week.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
Cool.
He plays a man named Abe, and he's great.
Wonderful.
Abe is great.
Wonderful.
And then we also have the Candyman trailer dropped.
Yes, I am actually really interested in this. I wasn't
too.
sure how I felt about it at first.
I remember watching one of the original Candyman type movies as a kid. It was weird. I didn't like it. This one I'm actually excited for.
Yeah. They're really changing the story, I think, because the original Candyman is literally just there's this scary legend about this person. If you say his name 5 times in the mirror, he'll come out, which 5 is a big number.
Yeah.
Just say it 3 times.
Bloody Mary had it right. You do it 3 times, you're good to go.
Yeah. But it seems like in this one, instead of him just existing, he's more or less a legend. And then this guy is starting to exploit him for artistic value. And he starts selling his art in this area, which is known for believing in this legend. And then it seems like he starts to become him, which is really cool. And I like that idea. So I'm really excited to see where they go with this.
Me too. I think this would be just so cool. It's Jordan Peele, so we know it's going to be good.
Oh, Jordan Peele wrote it?
Yeah, he's the director for it.
I didn't even know that.
It was in the trailer.
I don't look at the title cards very much. I just look at how it looks and what the story is saying. So,
well, it looks like the library that they use in one of the shots is the same one from Us.
I have to double check.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
Yeah. Speaking of interesting, we are continuing our D&D campaign after this break. Thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you all for tuning in. And as always,
You nerd it here first.